McNeil, 6 points. McNeil splitting Charlie Waters, 41, and Mel Renfro, Tarkenton drilling it on target.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. I saw an article. I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can check it out if you want. On PFF. Let me read here. It said that they're ranking all of the 32 NFL receiving corps ahead of the 2021 season. So, let me see where the Giants rank at. I mean, we did add some nice pieces to the puzzle. We had a couple nice pieces last year, but we certainly added some. But then again, we added some. We had some nice pieces, a couple nice pieces last year. And we had, some nice stuff here, but then you figure, sometimes, it's the Giants. They don't get much love, so I'm kind of not really counting on much when I was looking. But I started scrolling down, I was scrolling down kind of quickly, just, looking at the names real fast. And I got down to number 11. And I'm like, whoa, number 11? The New York Giants. The PFF's got the New York Giants, their receiving corps ranking number 11 in the whole league. And I'm like, wow. So then I started looking, because I wasn't sure, is that, they're talking about the tight ends, receivers, and the quarterback, because the quarterback's the one's throwing the ball. So I started looking at the first one that they had. It's hard to argue. It got Tampa Bay ranked number 1. When you got, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and the tight ends, you got the Gronk, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. I mean, it's like, wow. Then you got, as I said, I'm like, are they including the quarterback? Because if it's number 1 and, they got Tom Brady throwing the quarterback, I can see where they got the whole package there. So the number 2 was the Cowboys. And I know just everybody seems to love Dak Prescott. He's the second coming of Jesus Christ to a lot of people. Then they got Cooper. They got ABCD Lamb. They got Michael Gallup. So maybe Dak's in there too. Number 3, you got they have the Chiefs. Number 3, it's like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, maybe quarterback. And then number 4 was they got the Bills and like Josh Allen, maybe, And then their receivers, and then number 5 was Minnesota, and I'm like, well, Kirk Cousins, okay, all right, he's not the greatest, but okay, he had a good season. I mean, but then you got Justin Jefferson. Woo, is that guy a stud or what, huh? But then you get to number 6. Number 6, they had the Broncos. I'm like, yeah, nope, ain't no way they're including the quarterbacks in all of this. They're just specifically talking about the receivers, the tight ends and the wide receivers. Because the Broncos, they got a bunch of young studs at wide receiver, who can, be very, very good. But, you got to be under the right system. You got to have the right quarterback, That's why I'm surprised they haven't tried to trade everything. all they could to get Aaron Rodgers there. I mean, because they're not missing much. The wide receivers they got Aaron Rodgers there. Watch out. That would be a heck of a team. Number 7, you got the 49ers. Number 8 was the Rams. Number 9, the receiving group is the Dolphins. Number 10 is Seattle. It's tough to argue with Metcalf and Lockett. They don't have. Not really superly crazy over, they got some other nice pieces there, but the Lockett and Metcalf, that's a tough dynamic duo to beat right there. So then number 11 was the Giants. I'm like, wow, man. So so they're not including Daniel Jones in there. Okay, but wow, pretty impressive. In the article they talked about Kenny Golladay. He's caught 56.3% of his contested targets since he came in the league in 2017. That's 4th best since then. They were talking about Darius Slayton, but how he had he's averaging 15.2 yards a reception. Pretty impressive, and that should only, hopefully should stay close to about the same because, hopefully Kenny Golladay is going to be, relieving some pressure from him. So hopefully Slayton should have a nice year this year if he can stay healthy. Then it was on about Sterling Shepard last year, how he had the best receiving grade on the team of the Giants, so it's 79.4. Then they were talking about Kadarius Toney, who should make like an immediate impact from the slot and maybe push Sterling Shepard for some playing time there, plus any kind of gadget plays that they have. Kadarius Toney should be in there. They also mentioned about them taking John Ross. They didn't really say much about any specific special receiving skills that he has, because his numbers really have not been very special. But they did mention his speed, which you can take the top off the defense. And at the combine, he was a 4.22. I mean, you had these guys at their pro days, and this year, because there was no combine, so they were, the pro days. I mean, they were running 4.3s and all that, and 4.4s, and but everybody keeps saying, well, that's at their pro day. If they were at the combine, it would probably be a little bit slower. But John Ross ran a 4.22 at the combine. I mean, that's fast. Okay, so they brought that up. Then they also talked about, the two tight ends the Giants have. And it's not to mention, Kelvin Benjamin. I don't know if he's, going to be on the team, or what. But, I mean, they were talking about Kyle Rudolph. They were talking about Evan Ingram, very, very special two tight ends right there. And you start thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, that makes some sense. I mean, they got, and it's, this is the wide receivers and tight ends. I mean, but this doesn't include Saquon. Saquon can't pass block very well, but he can pass catch. He can catch some balls. He's pretty good at that. But pass blocking, no. But they do got some weapons, and they could be very, very special. One thing I got a kick out of is that they had the Eagles at number 30. Eagles suck. Man, I love saying that. It just rolls right off the tongue. I love that. In my house, we got two rules. One, the Giants win the Super Bowl. If that's not happening, rule number 2 is anybody else but the Eagles win the Super Bowl. Those are the only 2 rules we got in my house. Can't stand the Eagles. But they got the Eagles at number 30. That's even with DeVonta Smith and Jaylen, you suck Rager from last year. So those guys on there, they got them at number 30. Man, I love that. I hope they stink this year. But I mean, with the Giants, I mean, all in all, fantastic. Now, one thing that the report did say, I just want to read it, okay? As I said, I'll put a link here. You can read the story if you want to. But at the bottom of the Giants, a couple paragraphs they got here. The Giants have made one of the biggest transformations in the passing game this offseason. And the variety of playmakers give them top 5 potential. And, I got to kind of agree with them. A lot of it, potential. Now, it depends upon, obviously Daniel Jones, needs to do his part. You got to throw the ball in there. Give the guys a chance to, catch the ball and all. But another one of the things is, what Joe Judge keeps saying a lot of times. It's, coaching. He says, don't tell me what they can't do. Tell me what they can do, and we'll put them in the best position possible to be successful. Okay? What can they do? So that's what the coaching staff needs to do. Put the guys in the best possible position to be successful. Now, Joe Judge, last time I checked, had 23 or 24 coaches on his staff. A lot of those guys are supposed to help out Jason Garrett. Let's hope that he gets some help. Because a lot of it's coaching. I mean, you look at, just say Pat Shermer, for instance, okay? He wasn't much of a coach, all right? But, he had a good mind of calling plays. Now, the 2 years he was here, he did decent calling plays. Compared to last year. Last year, we looked horrible. Now, you got like Evan Ingram, all right? The 2 years he was here, with the 2 years with Pat Shurmur, he was here. His pass receiving grade, all right, the 2 years that Pat Shurmur was here in 2018 was a 75.7. 2019, Pat Shurmur's last year here, he was a 67.8 pass receiving grade. His 1 year here with Jason Garrett as his coach, he went down to a 61.4. So from 2018, he was a 75.7. 2020, he went down to a 61.4. That's a big drop. I mean, by his fourth season, the man's a seasoned veteran. The man should be doing some special things, and you got him at a 61.4. Yeah, he dropped some balls and all, but did we always put him in the right position or to be successful? Well, we're going to find out this year, because I'll tell you what, if we don't get some numbers out of here, because some heads are going to roll. Now, another thing about Pat Shurmur. I'll just wrap this up here real fast. As I said once again, with coaching. Now we got Kadarius Toney, okay, slot, jet sweeps. You put him in the backfield, put him out wide, in the slot, but whatever. You can put him anywhere, all right. But one thing, remember 2018, the 1 year we had Saquon and Odell Beckham on the team at the same time. We had the trifecta. We had the three heads on the three greats of all time. Tiki Barber's our greatest running back of all time, no question about that. Saquon's he's the most gifted, the most talented. I mean, as far as speed and moves and this and that and all, I'd take him over Tiki. As far as that, I mean, Tiki, has the most yards and all that and everything. I don't know if Saquon's ever going to beat it, because we'll see anyway. But we had on the field at one time, we had the greatest quarterback of all time. We had Eli Manning. We had the greatest wide receiver we've ever had, Odell Beckham Jr., and we had the most talented, athletic-wise, Saquon Barkley, all on the field at the same time. And what did Pat Shurmur call? Eli took the ball, stepped back, threw it to Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham got the ball. The whole Carolina defense, when we were playing Carolina, we were 1-2 at the time. It was in Carolina. Carolina was 2-1. Of course, we lost the game. But we were losing 17-3. It was like 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half. And Eli, we had the ball at our own 43. Got the ball, stepped back, threw the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. got it. Sterling Shepard went, and he was blocking in front of Odell. Who was he blocking? James Bradbury. James Bradbury almost got in on the play. He went up to try to knock the ball down from Odell Beckham when he threw the ball, but he didn't quite make it. But James Bradbury got in there. But Sterling Shepard was blocking James Bradbury. Just before James Bradbury got to Odell Beckham Jr., Saquon Barkley was running out of the backfield, running down the field, wide open. Odell Beckham Jr. hits him in the pass, catches it, runs it in for a touchdown, 57-yard touchdown pass. Now, that's thinking up some good crazy plays, right? Of course, we wound up losing that game anyway. We were winning 31-30, and Graham Gano, who's on our team right now, of course, kicks a 63-yard field goal as time runs out. We wound up losing 33-31. But anyway, we scored 31 points that game. Pat Shurmur was calling the plays. The coach, it's coaching. So I just go, if we got Kadarius Toney on our team, and and he was a quarterback in college. He played some plays in college. He was quarterback. High school, big quarterback in high school. But for Florida, they had him in quarterback a few times too. So if the season goes by and Kadarius Toney doesn't throw at least one pass, I think Jason Garrett needs to get the hell out of town. Well, as always, people, thank you so much for taking time to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!